different. It says that Krishna took on the characteristics of each boy and each cat in all of their individual nuances. Again, even the materially conditioned soul displays these differences. Even if you work with insects, people who work with bees and ants, they'll talk about how each one is an individual. They'll get to know them. I've even heard that people who work directly with plants have this experience. But certainly even with insects, even with very consciousness, with creatures whose bodies allow them a low level of consciousness. What to speak of animals like cows, dogs, horses. Anyone who works with these animals can immediately understand that they each have a different personality. Some of them are more bold, some of them are more shy. Some of them are leaders, some of them are followers, some of them are more frightened, some of them are more envious. I mean, I remember my parents had two pets, a dog and a cat, and the dog was very envious. The cat wasn't, but the dog was extremely envious. If you pet the cat, the dog would come push her out of your lap. Often if you were even talking to someone else, the dog would come and demand your attention. The cat wasn't like that. The cat really didn't care what you were doing. Indifferent. So we see the different personalities manifest even when the soul is very, very covered. Of course, the personalities that we manifest in material life are not our original personalities. Because we are covered not only by a gross body, but also by a subtle body. And we try on different personalities through our various lives. So in some lives we may be very shy, in some lives we may be very outgoing, in some lives we may be very aggressive. Some lifetimes we're leaders, some lifetimes we're followers. Some lifetimes we're very negative thinkers, some lifetimes we're very positive thinkers. We try on different aspects of personality in our different life. We shouldn't think that the personality I'm exhibiting in this life is my original spiritual personality. But even the various material personalities we try on are all somewhat different. And Krishna obviously really likes that. He really, really likes that. It's something that Krishna must enjoy. It must give him a tremendous amount of pleasure. So it's not that to become Krishna conscious, to please Krishna, means that I become like everyone else, or anyone else. It's not that I look at some great personality, or my spiritual master, or some advanced devotee, or some great personality in the Shastra, and say, the way I'm going to please Krishna is to become exactly like that person. That's obviously not what pleases Krishna. And if we think about how many jivas there must be, how many jivas are there just in London? Not just the human beings. Your brain can't even handle it. How many little jivas are in this room with all the microbes, and each one of them is different. What to speak of the whole of the UK or the whole of Europe. Of course, sometimes you guys don't think you're part of Europe. So we're going to Europe for people. The whole planet and the whole universe. How many living entities are there? The whole material world and the whole spiritual world. And each one of them is different. Each one of them has different tastes. Each jiva has different food that they like. In the spiritual world, you hear about Krishna giving each jiva their favorite food. They each have their favorite colors. Like Nanda Maharaj particularly likes to wear. You know what he likes to wear? You know what color Nanda Maharaj really likes? Green. He really likes green.
I know.
Like Rupa Goswami, he has a description of all the different residents of Vrindavan, and for many of them, he describes this is what color clothes they like to wear. Not that that's the only clothes they ever wear. Mostly. Like Krishna mostly wears yellow, but he doesn't only wear yellow. I mean, today he's wearing silver. So they have their favorite colors, their favorite foods, their favorite ways of doing things. The way they like to have their life, the way they like to deal with others. What tastes they relish. And they have their particular relationships with Krishna. We talk about the 5 rasas, which really mean the 5 saibabs. Rasa is, Prabhupada's using rasa in a general way when he talks about the 5 rasas. Rasa is really made up of 5 different attributes, among which one is staibab, and what we refer to as the 5 rasas are really 5 staibabs. So we talk about that. There are some cowherd girls, there are some cowherd boys, there are some servants, but then within those there are subcategories, right? Like among the cowherd boys, there are some who are a little older, who have kind of a mixed parental mood, and there are some a little younger that have a mixed servant mood, and there's some that are the same age. And then there's a subcategory to that, and a subcategory to that, and a subcategory to that. And you keep going down and down and down, and finally you get each jiva who's in their own category. They have their own mix of a particular relationship with Krishna. And that's what Krishna likes. Prabhupada says, variety is the mother of enjoyment. Don't we like variety? I remember we had a book in our Gurukula about people in a village in Africa. Do you all know what millet is? Have you had millet? It's a little round, yellowish, gray, kind of rice-like. It has a different flavor. And in this part of Africa, they ate millet for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That's what they ate. Just millet. Now, in different seasons, they might get some fruit from the trees. They might get mangoes in mango seasons. There's some other places in the world where people eat just tapioca. That's all they eat. I mean, they may prepare it in slightly different ways, but that's it. They don't have a wide variety of food. I mean, we consider ourselves opulent. One of the main opulences of modern society is that we have such a variety of food that we're flying in from all over the world. Of course, that means we're picking an immature off the tree and so many things. We're doing so many nasty things to get that variety. We're losing a lot of the nutrition and the taste. It's another subject. But the point is we like the fact that there's variety. We consider that advancement. If we were living in a natural society, then the wintertime you'd only be able to get pumpkins, potatoes, cabbage, things that you can store in the winter. You know, and here we can go in the winter and buy broccoli. And buy, as you call them, tomatoes in the middle of the winter. And go to the shop now and get blueberries and strawberries because they're in season in some other parts of the world. Again, what we're getting is not very nice. There's a lot of artificiality involved in it. But the point is we like variety. If you go to the house of a wealthy man, they're not going to have just millet for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Can you imagine? They bring out their sterling silver. Have you ever been to a rich person's house? I remember when I visited this rich person's house in India. At first I thought the building was a whole apartment building. It turned out it was just their own personal home. It's like a whole block, you know. Okay? And then they serve you on this marble table, and all of the dishes are sterling silver, you know, pure solid silver. So it's not that they're going to bring that out and all they give you is millet. Or, you know, just some big mound of rice. They're going to give you a variety. And generally they give you more variety than you can even eat, you know, 30, 40 preparations, all different things. And even in places where they only have a few ingredients, we like to cook them in different ways. I remember going to South India, and in Trivandrum, they would serve us prasadam, and there would be, you know, 15 different preps. What's this? Oh, that's rice, coconut, and tamarind. Oh, what's this? Rice and coconut. What's this? Coconut and tamarind. It's only 3 ingredients. But it was all prepared in many, many different ways. Or the Chinese are good with this with sticky rice. They just take sticky rice and they make something that's like cake, and something that's like a samosa, and something that's like halva. And you know, you think, oh, it's going to be this, and what is so sticky rice cake? And they're taking